Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to Crusader Kings III Tours and Tournaments. So the first thing we're going to be doing in today's episode before we continue our current tour, which we just have this one location left, is we're going to be doing some inventory management, which I know is super fun. So first of all, we're going to grant our son a few items so he can get his prestige up. Also, I would like to note that our nephew here, something's happened to him. He's wounded and he lost a leg. Not entirely sure. He does have a bully. I don't know if he did it. I don't know if our own son did it, given that he's sadistic. Who knows what he might have done here. They do neighbor each other. So I'm not entirely sure who did that to him. Let's go and find those items that we want to grant to our son. So we're going to give him 4 of these trinkets here. And we're just want to give him the best ones, like for stress and prestige. So probably the necklaces, the ring, and the ancient plaque. That's what I'm thinking here. You could also do the bison horn if you want to help reduce his stress. And this would be helpful for the piety, even though he's not actually married. But sure, why not? Just to try and boost his piety, of course. He's going to have trouble with piety through most of his life, most likely, consider the fact that he is cynical. But yeah, let's go ahead and... It looks like he might actually have some artifacts. Let me just take a look and see what he currently has. That's interesting. Yeah, he actually has quite a few artifacts here. You know, he probably inherited these from our mother when she died. So he doesn't really need a bunch of items. We'll just give him a couple. Yeah, let's just give him a couple items since he does already have quite a few. Just maybe give him some different options. So we'll give him this one here. And then, and that's because it gives a lot of prestige. The attraction opinion would be good as well. So let's give him that prize ring. And then maybe one more just to give him options. So maybe instead of this one, do... Suppose that one doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I guess he doesn't really need another one. But yeah, we'll give him that one anyway. Just to give him some options on what he might want to put in place there. And then what we're going to be doing with the rest of our items is something I didn't even know was possible. I knew you could destroy items, but what I didn't know is that when you destroy them, you get money for it. Yeah, somebody told me this in the comments. I had no idea that you got money from this. So that's incredibly helpful and also makes you think a little bit differently about, you know, getting items. We'll keep this one, I suppose. But yeah, that means that you can, when you get a new item, you can look at it as you're getting money. In addition to those ones, we can also do the same thing with our court artifacts here. So any ones that we're not displaying or that are going to be destroyed soon, like this one here, might as well get some money for it. So yeah, very helpful to know. That's the Toulouse house banner. I want to keep that, even if though, you know, we're not displaying it, simply just because it's our house banner. It does grant renown. Let me just see if there's a reason why we're not displaying that. Maybe because we don't have a good slot for it. Yeah, but I think maybe putting the house banner in place would be worth it for the renown, because, you know, renown's much more difficult to get. And you can see that this here is deteriorating soon anyways. So I think we'll replace this one then with the Toulouse house banner. And then since that one's about to deteriorate here in 5 years, let's go and destroy it and get that 80 gold. So yeah, very helpful. Didn't know about all that. Now we're just stacked in money, and we've got plenty of things for us to get here. Let's actually start with the men-at-arms, since we know we want to build these up to full size. And we are almost done with that, because you can only get these up to 5. So let's go ahead and increase them up. And then let's also get these fully built up. So they can actually be built up to 6 size. Okay. Not that it matters that much. And it's pretty cheap. So that's the first thing we're doing with our money. The next thing we're going to do is let's finally go and get a duchy built in here. I forgot that we had gotten the innovation that we were waiting on to build what we wanted here, which is the crown smithies, I think is what we wanted. That's what I want now, though. So that's what we're going to construct. It's going to be 460. It's going to give us all these bonuses here. The men-at-arms maintenance would be really helpful. We have heavy infantry stationed here, so look at the damage and the toughness. And then, yeah, you get the superior armaments travel option. The quality of sponsored inspirations is going to be increased. A duel contest is going to be 50% cheaper, so grand tournaments are going to be much, much cheaper. It would have been nice to have this for our grand tournaments, but we'll get it for any future ones. Another option for similar bonuses would be royal armories. So that reduces the cost of grand tournaments by 25%. Well, this one just does the duel contest. This does it for all grand tournaments, for all the events, so pretty helpful. And your station men and arms get both the damage and the toughness, and that's for any of them, 10%. Obviously, the toughness is much higher here since it's a focused one. And then you get the army gold maintenance reduced by 2.5%, so that's helpful as well. But 6% for men at arms is more useful since you get that during peacetime as well. You know, you don't have to pay for the levies. Now during war, obviously this 2.5% is probably better. And then you also get the levy size. So some pretty good bonuses there, guys. Really, either one of these would be viable options. But we're going to do this one here, since we do have those heavy infantry stationed there. And then the next thing we're going to do, which I don't think we'll be able to do it right now. We might be able to. Yeah, we have the money. I wasn't sure because we were already building something there. Is we're going to construct a city in this location here, right across the river. And after we get a city, we'll be able to get a barony, a new castle located right there. And this will bring us some tax income as well. And so that's spent the majority of our money, but we're about to get a bunch more money when we finish up this tour, which I think is doing pretty well so far. Yeah, we're at level 4 already, and we still have this last location to do. So we've arrived at her court, and we're having that dinner party, so we'll lose all the stress that we've gained, and we're gonna get some prestige as well. Yeah, we are at that level 4 already, so that's 500 prestige, 150 renown, an increase of opinion, and then we get this modifier here as well. But the development growth and the vassal tax contribution, so pretty useful. Yeah, this went very well. This tour overall, I mean, kind of. Down here it went really well, success-wise, but of course, we turned all our vassals into rivals and criminals. So we got a story here that we can tell. So another evening of merriment draws to a close, and I find myself locked in conversation with Ivis, of all people. Before I knew it, the room has become silent save for our conversation. Everyone is hanging on my next word. Though a little awkward, I'm sure I can tell that everyone here will be delighted by. So we can do a tragic tale, diplomacy challenge with a 64% chance of success. That would be a stressful thing since we're arrogant, or something light. 78% chance of success. As far as the differences here, it doesn't seem like there's any. So you just want to go with whatever's, fit your character more, and which would be this one, and most likely be successful, which would also be this one. So we'll go with that. And our story was boring. Alright, so that's unfortunate. We lost some opinion, and we lost some prestige, and we are quite offended. My host, Countess Veronica, has brought me out of her home to a local tavern. All around me I see the wretched and weak engaged in drink and debauchery, but the Countess assures me that the mead served in this establishment is simply to die for. As the first round passes my lips, I feel alive. The drink hits like a ton of bricks, and I feel that tonight will be a night of endless revelry. So we can say you've really outdone yourself, Veronica. Increase opinion with her, but we'll actually gain stress because we're temperate. Well, it looks like she became our friend, because this has already happened. And it says has happened. She's going to lose 50 gold and become our friend. Hasn't actually happened. I'm trying to click on my character here. I guess we'll go through here. Yeah, it hasn't actually happened, but yeah, it says it has happened, so it's going to happen no matter what option we take here, because we really enjoyed this night of drinking with her. You say, let's show some restraint. And we'll only lose 13 stress because we're arrogant. Or we say, I will drink until I die. No matter what, we're going to get a negative modifier here, most likely. That's 75%. Could also become a drunkard, though. And we'll lose a lot of stress, but perhaps not as much because we're temperate. And we wouldn't say that anyways, as a temperate character. But we don't go with our temperate options very much. So let's go with this one here. And yeah, temperate just doesn't come up very much in these events. So we'll lose a little bit of opinion, but remember, we just gained a friendship with her, or it says we did. Huh, that's interesting, but we didn't actually gain the friendship. Alright, because yeah, what the has happened, we should have already had the friendship, so that was strange. Looks like we also got some money here from one of our courtiers, or this courtier. So dinner this evening is a little different from what I'm used to. The cook lackadaisically drops the bowl in front of me, and I'm immediately met with the most unworldly aroma I've ever smelled in my life. And I feel like we've read this one. Yeah, I think this is the one we had read before, that we got when we went over this way in our previous tour. So we say, down the hatch, or I won't let this filth touch my tongue. And yeah, I think we would do this one as an arrogant character here. So let's go with that. Last time we ate it and we hated it. So another vassal that we're insulting and causing problems with. So maybe we'll get another another rival here who refused to pay us money, and thus we'll build a arrester. We'll see what happens. So as I finish my meal, another board is placed down in front of me, but this time instead of food, it is topped with little game pieces. Okay, so she wants to play a game with us. And yeah, we'll play with her. And if we win, we'll get a hook on her. If she wins, she'll get a hook on us. We don't really need to play this here. But yeah, let's go and do so. Alright, so let's close this here and do the game. And I'm thinking that for us, doing Martial would make the most sense. Martial's the only thing we're good at. In that one event at the end of the last episode that randomly increased one of our skills, and I wasn't sure which one it was, I posted a pinned comment in that episode that it was the diplomacy. I went back and looked, and we got 1 point in diplomacy. But the stewardship, most of that's coming from our spouse here, plus 5 from her. So I mean, it's really only Martial that we're good at. Intrigue and learning, yeah, we're not good at either of those. So I'll probably just stick to this. That would be interesting to see what she's good at. Okay, so she would probably want to go with the learning, because look at that ridiculously high learning that she has. And to counter that, because the learning actually counters Martial, and so we're not in a good place there, but we could do the intrigue to counter her learning. But yeah, we're not great at that. Let's try this first, see what happens. And it does seem that she is countering us with that learning. So let me try the intrigue. And yeah, she's still winning here. Well, let's fight savagely. And we're neck and neck. Let's go back with the Martial. It looks like we actually won it. Surprising. So we both stare at the final piece. I did it. I won. God has witnessed my triumph today. From the start, I had complete trust that God would see me as the victor. There could be no other way. Veronica remained seated, hands on her haunches, trying to comprehend where she went wrong. Alright, so that went surprisingly well. So we can say an excellent match. The arrogant character probably don't want to do that. We'll probably go with this one. Bow before me, you fool. No matter what, we're going to get that point. 2 points in the wit. But yeah, I think that sounds like something our character would say. We're so ecstatic about winning here. Alright, so we have a hook on her now. And now we get our parting demand here, which we're going to demand a tribute. And she did give us the tribute. So we got that 50 gold here. And also have an event for the Den of Sin. As I'm stirred awake from my midnight slumber, I hear the cheers of revelry and merriment slowly approaching me from behind. I have no idea how to pronounce his name. Archambot? It's probably nothing like what it's supposed to be pronounced. He appears, his breath rank with the stench of mead. By God, there's a wonderful den of sin just a few minutes away, my king. We must stay here a while and make ourselves stupid with merriment. So we say, revelry and merriment, here I come. We'll lose some stress. Our tour will be delayed. Get that drinking binge. Or say we must not distract ourselves, which is what I'm going to go with our temperate trait here. Yeah, we're not going to distract ourselves with that. And we already had a really good time on this very long tour. Lower consequences. You over there. I hear a distant cry and turn around to find a plow-holding peasant. Her breath heavily agitated, she stops for a second. I'm sorry, my lord, but rare is the chance I have to talk to you. I understand that you must grow the realm, but the royal buildings that you built here have left us without a job. She clutches her plow. So we say, this is heavy in my heart. Take this gold. We'll pay her 70 gold and we gain some Hyatt. The realm must always come first. Yeah, that's the one we're going to go with. Everywhere we go, somebody's standing with a handout trying to get some of this money we worked so hard to get. And we can change Countess Veronica's contract, so let's go ahead and do that. Using that hook. Though it doesn't look like it's going to make a huge impact here. Probably not worth the opinion drop, but whatever. You never know, maybe we should get more titles eventually and that'll earn us more money. So, weird whispers. I've noticed that Bosun avoids me more than usual. Okay, yeah, we've seen this one many, many times. And we'll probably do it the way our arrogant characters always do it. With a prowess challenge. Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll do the prowess challenge here. And I don't know what his prowess is. It's not as good as ours, though. So we have 100% to win the fight. So now he's been wounded and humiliated. And looks like there was an attempted murder that we just found. This is Bernat. And he attempted to kill Bernat. Is that his father? Yeah, he tried to kill his own father. I wonder if his father got wounded from that attempt and then died, and thus is only counted as an attempted murder. I don't know. Could have died from one of our many battles as well, but yeah, he tried to kill his own father. That's messed up. Alright, well, he's already criminal, so we'll deal with him. We'll deal with him. So it looks like we did finish up the Grand Tour here. And so these are all the effects. And we got the Magnificent Liege, which is vassal limit +5, vassal tax contribution +20%, development growth 0.30 per month. Got some prestige. Our dynasty gained a bunch of renown. And everybody's going to get an increased opinion with us, though as you can see, everybody pretty much hates us. If we went to their lands, we just formed a bunch of rivalries, essentially. Alright, so let's go and finish up the Grand Tour. And that's how much money we still have remaining after we spent the majority of the money we earned on the tour. Alright, so there's no more men-at-arms left to get. We've fully increased their sizes here. And so really it's just buildings and activities at this point. And of course we're going to be doing a war, so we're going to need money for that. I don't think we've actually fully returned home. There we go. Alright, so back at the crib. Still increasing our development here. It looks like we're going to get it up in just a few moments. Well, it didn't show you here. You'd have to look at here when it'll be done. 8 days. Prince Robert will be done. Well, let's let him finish that. Get our development up to 22. Very nice. So that'll get us some more money there. Still got our marshal increasing control over here. That'll get us our full taxes. And we're still attempting to take out this guy here. 6 months to get that completed. Okay, so now what we need to do is see if, out of all of these vassals that are criminals, see if any of them can be arrested, like, for sure. Like, can we arrest them and have a 100% chance of success? I forgot that he avoided us, so he's one of the few that didn't have such an unpleasant visit. Our brother, 75% chance of success, but without the 100% chance, we risk the rebellion. So that's what we're looking at, is to see who we can all arrest for sure. It looks like nobody. Yeah, there's nobody that we can arrest for sure success. Which, remember, just one attempt to arrest somebody can result in a much larger conflict Now we do have some, I guess we look at that in here, some secrets that we can either blackmail or expose. Got some mayors here that probably wouldn't be all that useful. Blackmailing them. I mean, I guess you could get the hooks on them. So I suppose there's that if you wanted to operate against them. But unless they're a rival, they're not really the type that we wouldn't really operate against them. Now we do have several rivals here. Oh yes, I want to duel the King of France. He's probably gonna refuse. 30% chance he'll accept, but yeah, we're definitely gonna do this. Let's challenge him to a fight while I'm thinking about it. So we're gonna do that, and he'll get that prestige hit for refusing us. You do have this countess here. Now, one negative is that, you know, she holds her own title. She's also married to this count, our spy master. But the whole family already hates us. So yeah, we might want to go ahead and, what is the secret for? If we expose that, will we be able to arrest her? We could just get the strong hook on her, I suppose. Yeah, it'd probably be for the best. We're just gonna blackmail her. Since that's a strong hook. And we did find an accolade successor. This guy looks familiar. I feel like he was in one of our events or something like that. I think he was in one of the events. Yeah, I recall him. Surprisingly, King Yves did accept our duel challenge. I really wasn't expecting him to do so because of that very low prowess that he has. But yeah, he has it in it for us just as much as we do for him. Okay, so let's go ahead and figure out what we want to do here. So he went with the low chance of success. And so we can go with that one as well. We do have this hunter option, so it could say fool take this. And that's that knife to hand. Which is generally a good one to go for because you get that intrigue for 5 years and it's a high chance of success. And as an arbitrary character, we'd like to do that as well. So we'll go with that one. And let's see, it looks like he lunged forward and headbutted us hard in the face. Our form is good with only small errors. And his stance is a disaster, which is not surprising with his very low prowess, which is even lower now. Alright, so he went for one of these options, gives him the medium chance of success. High risk of injury though. Alright, let's go with this one, the expert onslaught. Since we're so skilled. And we're wearing him down. He is utterly outmatched. He hurls himself at us, forcing us backwards with all the desperation of the doomed. Yeah, he's not doing well, but he does have a very high chance of success with that option. Also the high chance of injury though. Let's go with this one again. And yeah, he's still not doing well here. So he continues to go for the option that gives him the high chance of success, the very high. We'll do this one again. And we did achieve victory. And he was brutally mauled. Wow. Let me just see here. You know, we should probably read this. Because this is supposed to be just to first blood. So I swing my sword in almost a lazy feint. My opponent doesn't see my offhand dagger until it's too late, when it's already selling pummel first for his face. The blow impacts Yves hard, slamming so deep I swear I can feel the bone bruise, and he staggers backwards in a daze. When the dagger drops from his hand, my opponent stammers out a yield without me needing to do anything. Alright, I thought there'd be something in there about this being brutally mauled here. Yeah. He has been broken and is clinging to life. We might have just killed the King of France, our rival. Now what's interesting is that his son is set to inherit not just France, but also Norway. Wow. Probably because, well, his mom only has the claim here, but probably because they have the election there, and he's just the best candidate. I wonder if he'll still be, you know, set to be elected there and selected to be the King of Norway once he inherits his father's throne. We'll have to see. But yeah, that'll be interesting if he does. So we gained the experience. Where are we at on the Haste-Looter trait here? So we've already had gotten the horse one. Not surprising considering that we won. Put that in quotations. You know, won the joust. So that gives us the monthly prestige plus 5%. So it's helpful. But we're moving towards getting the first level of foot, which actually gives you the prowess. Barely got any in wit so far. Alright. So yeah, we'll take that. So we'll see if he dies. We have, yeah, he's definitely dying. So we lost stress, he gained stress. That's going to cause some further problems. And yeah, it looks like we just killed the King of France in our duel. So that worked out very well for us. And Agent has joined our scheme. And Teresa has come of age. Is that who just joined the scheme as well? I didn't even look at who the agent was. But perhaps. So how'd she do? She is an astute intellectual. They grow up so fast. We'll see if she'll join the church, because that's what our plan was for her. She doesn't have a marriage for that reason. And looks like it's a 60% chance of accepting. We don't have a hook on her. She was probably born during our father's reign, so he got the hook instead of us. We'll have to see, guys, if she'll take the vows or not. This is the only child that we have planned to go, though. So if she doesn't, then we'll have to arrange a marriage for her. We'll see what she says. And she decided she would. So she has become a nun. Okay. So that worked out for us. And so now all of our children have already had their marriages arranged. See how she's doing. We haven't looked at her since she was just a baby when we first arranged that marriage. I don't know if there's still going to be a grand wedding between them because he's no longer in our realm. So I'm not entirely sure what will happen there, if we'll have a grand wedding or not. But it's only a few years, so we'll get a notification as soon as he's of age and whether or not we could do that grand wedding. I kind of think we won't be able to. Simply because of, oh wait, we can change somebody's contract. But yeah, simply because he's not in our realm anymore. I'm not sure how it works though. So with her, she's the one we got the strong hook on. We can go ahead and change up her taxes. We could also revoke this title from her if we wanted to. She just absolutely hates us. But yeah, having her as a countess with the strong hook is actually not a bad thing. That's not going to result in a ton of money, but yeah, every little bit helps. You add it up, and then you're making tons of money. All right, so we still got to deal with all these vassals and potentially war with France, though. Kind of interested in letting him die first and then doing the war against his son here. And he's also a military man, aggressive attacker, a tough soldier. Yeah, that'll be interesting because he'll be dealing with, being a new king. And so he's going to have probably a lot less levies and troops and stuff than his father does. His father has about the same number as we do, well, a little bit less. But of course, he also has his ally here, who has a lot of troops. I'm not entirely sure how many troops we'll have, since we have a bunch of allies. We'll have plenty, though, for the war, I think. Shouldn't be a problem. But also, we need to continue dealing with all these criminals. So that's what we'll do while we wait for the king to die. We'll deal with these criminals, and the first one we should probably arrest is our brother, because he's a rival here. Let's go and imprison him. 79% chance. We'll see what happens, but this could result in a large rebellion. But yeah, he's a rival, so it makes sense. And it looks like, oops, let me pause that. Nobody else rebelled. Okay, very interesting. It was only him. Now, he's got a large number of troops all on his own. Now, would we want to bring anybody else into this? This is a defensive conflict, so we can do so. Yeah, 155 dudes. Not going to be all that helpful. We'll just bring in these 1,500 here. Yeah, because I don't see any other ones being helpful enough. Just not enough troops here. So we'll bring him in. And now we need to appoint a new steward. And we don't want to appoint this Lucian guy because we're going to be arresting him next. I suppose we could appoint him. I mean, he doesn't like us, but he's not a rival. He didn't, you know, refuse our taxes or anything like that. So I think it makes sense to appoint him finally. And he won't hate us as much now as well. Alright, so now we need to get our troops raised up, which they're not in a bad spot here. We'll just move them a little bit. And I should have held control there, my bad. Alright, so we need to get these guys moved over here. I'm surprised with how many troops he has. That's quite a bit. Our ally has joined us, and that faction disbanded as well, which I think is because we put him in our council. Alright, so now he's scared. So this is really not the best place to attack him. So what I might want to do is let him leave and then go after him. Although, yeah, I guess we wouldn't get... You know, actually, we wouldn't get the river penalty. It says we would, but I don't think we should because we have the brilliant strategist, so we shouldn't get it despite what it says here. Yeah, this is probably fine. Let's just go and attack him and see what happens here. What's interesting is that he is leading his own troops here. Let me just take a look at the advantages here, because I'm a little surprised. Because, you know, he's not a military guy. Look at his really low martial. Yeah, I'm very surprised that the advantage is what it is. So, I mean, we're getting the +2 for the uncontrolled territory attack advantage that we get. +25 for the martial skill. Okay. He's getting the 3 from the forest. Yeah, he's not getting 1 from the river, but he is getting 6 from that building. I see. Heightened soldier morale is also getting +2. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's where he's getting it. And then also, I think he might have the better bonuses here. The counters? Sure looks like it. I mean, we're still going to win it. Because, you know, we have all those bonuses to our troops. Just surprised with how well that looked for him. And the King of France did die. We killed him. He died from his wounds. It won't be counted as our kill, but it was. So now his son has inherited that title. It looks like he didn't get all of them because remember his brother got. His brothers got these counties as well. Looks like they each inherited 1 county. And so now he's just less powerful overall than his father was. And he's probably going to deal with rebellions and stuff too. Now as far as what we're going to do to our brother here, I'm not sure because, you know, we can only take so much from him. You know, you can't take all his titles. And we captured this knight here, Amphos, as well, so we'll have to take a look at him. We got an event here, the enemy banner. I surveyed the battlefield, contemplating how this battle will be remembered, and gazed towards the dead that remain. I noticed a group of soldiers approach, and they politely bow before me. My lord, we came upon the enemy banner while we were cleaning the battlefield. We thought it would be a shame to leave it behind. Perhaps you wish to keep it as a trophy. So this is the Aquitaine war banner. And that'll give us another knight. It's pretty useful to have. Could also just destroy it. But we will not. Instead, let's add it to our collection. And let's take a look if that's an item that's better than what we currently have here. So here you're getting the renown. So this gives you more prestige per knight. So we're probably getting a lot of prestige from it. But yeah, this gives you a whole nother knight, plus the levy reinforcement rate. So pretty useful. The court grandeur bonus is a little less. Yeah, overall you're going to get less prestige, but I mean, we get a lot of prestige now. So let's go ahead and do that. We've taken our brother's banner and we hung it up in our throne room. Alright, so this is a big battle. Let's take a look at it. We killed 1833 of his troops while just losing 379 of our own. Let's kind of see how all the troops did here. So obviously our knights killed the most. Levies did next. Armored footmen did quite well despite being countered. Let's go and take a look at the knights, though. Alright, so Jannotte was our best knight. Interesting. Considering the fact that we're considering arresting him. Something to consider. Oh, he's gout-ridden. Oh, he might die anyway. Okay. And then he did the next best. Alright, so these guys all did fairly well here. what we're going to want to take a look at is who killed that knight. It was our spy master that killed him. Well, good job. Okay. So let's get this war finished up. But he's on the retreat. We need to go after his capital next. Could split the troops up. You don't really have to, though. He's going to come attacking us again as well. And taking the capital might be enough. So yeah, let's just wait till he comes and attacks us again before we split him up. Because you know he's going to send his troops after us once more. And he might attack the weaker army, in which case I got to end the siege to go defend it. And there was a hybrid culture that was formed. Lotharingia formed it. Okay, very interesting. I didn't get to see what the culture was. It's Rhinelander. So it's Franconian and French. Okay, so Franconian and French now have a hybrid culture. Our spouse's skills have increased. She got the 2+ stewardship. Another agent has joined our scheme, which is now 3 months towards completion. We have so many agents on there because everybody hates that guy. That's a 95% chance of both success and secrecy. And it looks like we now have a new defender of Aquitaine here. Okay, so it did lose some glory there. And we also got a secret on Roger. Okay, so we could blackmail him for that. We have multiple secrets we can blackmail him on. Okay. And so then we can make use of that to modify his contract, increase his taxes even further. Could always do it for levies, but I prefer money. So let's go ahead and do so. And then just blackmail him again, I guess. He's going to hate us. Just to have that secret. And then somebody wants to negotiate an alliance with us. Oh, our nephew. Okay. I'll probably just decline that. I don't know how that would help us. And we already have, let me just double check. I don't know if we actually have an alliance with our son. We'd want to make sure we do. We have not negotiated an alliance with him. Let's go and do so. So get that established. All right, excellent. All right, so we've won the siege here. We do need to take a look at these prisoners. Still haven't won the war yet. Where are his troops at? Okay, so they had to march all the way down here. So they'll march back up here soon. So we need to deal with these prisoners. Just take a look at the alliances. Okay. So yeah, let's hop into our dungeon real quick and see who these guys are. So he's a terrible knight. There's no reason not to ransom him off. How about this guy here? Oh yeah, he's not impressive either. So we just get the 10 gold for each of them. Because apparently he wants them back. And he's got the money. And he did decide to siege us there. Okay. So a couple things popping up here. We got that ransom. Let's go and ransom this guy off now. And then here's the attempt to assassinate him. Should be successful. He likes wine, so not difficult. So what we might want to do is split up our troops now for one to do the siege and one to go after him. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. So this one split off this army, a siege army. And how many troops does he have? Not much. So probably just want like enough to outnumber him and to leave them with about 3,000 or so. Okay, so we just want somebody who's good at sieges. So I'm seeing Sancho as potentially being the best option here. Yeah. Let's put him in charge, and then he can go ahead and do the next siege here. Which, yeah, I guess we'll do right there. And then the king will march down and fight his brother. And we were able to assassinate him. Alright, so he disappeared without trace because we walled him up, which seems to be the common way of doing it here in France. Oh, and our great physician died. Unfortunately. He was also our antiquarian. We got a new archbishop. Very strange that they died at the same time. Yeah, we have to sway him, because we're not getting all the money in levies from him. So let's go ahead and sway him. 88% chance of success. He's a real young guy as well. And he's pretty good. Yeah, not bad at all. Well, he's got the good education. Learning's average. But most importantly, he's terrified of us, as many people are. And then we need to appoint somebody for our court position. We'll see if there's anybody decent. Yeah, not really. We'll probably have to hire somebody. Now let's just see if we get a decent one with the search for physician option. We never seem to. It's always some crappy one. 2 crappy options. And we got that ransom as well. And our daughter had a child. So is this their first son? It is their first son. So I'm fine with that name, but let's have them name their child after us. Because, you know, he's somebody who I think really likes us. We've given him quite a bit. We should probably give him a title if we haven't already. Does he have? Yeah, he probably doesn't, considering his position there as a court tutor. He doesn't have a position. He would be one that we'd probably give one to whenever we get another county, which we should be getting some counties with all these rebellions we're going to be dealing with. So here's the court physician options. So let's just take a peek at them all. So she's got okay learning. She is a physician and an herbalist. So she's clearly the best option. She actually has better learning. And she has the mystic trait. She's a lunatic though. Okay, so yeah, I don't know if you want a lunatic. Somebody who's got mental health issues. Being your doctor, probably just go with the safer option here, which is going to cost us quite a bit. Luckily, we have the money. All right, so she's our new court physician. Let's go ahead and see who we want to appoint for the antiquarian. So she'd be average at it. Yeah, we'll put her in place. All right. So we're still marching down here to attack our brother. While working on this siege here, which is going to be done in about 40-something days, so he's trying to take off. Not surprising. Yeah, he's going to go back out to see. Is he going to make it? I need to turn this down a little bit. Oh, he's fleeing. He's desperate to avoid this battle. For good reason. Alright, so we're going to try and chase him down here. And looks like our wife got us another bonus here. Building construction reduction time. Alright, so we're going to be fighting in the mountains, so he's going to get a nice bonus there. And a scheme at court. So my spy master's coming to me with great news. Someone's trying to kill my wife. Oh no. That's not good. So he did go to finding secrets still. We could have had him support our scheme there. Let's stop this after he's done here. And then have him go towards the disrupting schemes. Oh yes, we gotta do this battle here. So yeah, we should be able to easily win that. Despite him having the mountain advantage, we also finished up that siege. So this battle should be the end of the war. Yeah, that'll be the end of the war. We can start another siege, but yeah, we probably won't be able to get it completed. The battle will be done far before we finish this up, I think. But what we could do is see if we can ransom these characters off. And I'm not even worried about knights or anything like that, though it is 2 separate characters for the same court here. So let's just do them one at a time. And then we have something up here. Just criminals. More criminals. Ransom was accepted, so let's want to get that next ransom here. Before the war ends. And this battle again will be the end of it. So we got that money. So if we capture anybody in this, we might want to ransom off. Oh, we captured our brother. Okay, so I mean, it would have ended even if we hadn't captured him. Yeah, he was captured in the battle. We got an event here. At my mercy, I take a moment to survey the littered mountains of Prades, strewn with Aquitanian dead. It's kind of weird the way they had that. Before turning to the shackled prisoners of war, at last I have my brother Prince Robert in my hands, and victory in our war is now all but assured. I submit, he growls. Release me, and you will have what you want. So we can say dogs are not accorded ransom, and then we just straight up kill him. Wow. We gain some dread, spend some piety, lose some stress, gain the kinslayer, of course. Or you say, I'll make sure you never forget this day, and then we're going to wound him. Or remember my mercy, worm. I mean, he's our rival, but he is our brother. We're not going to kill him. I mean, we're not like that. Yeah, I just don't think we'd kill him. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to kill him. We'll just say, remember my mercy. That's the one we'll go with. Yeah, I almost want to wound him, though, because of our arbitrary trait. Remember the day you rebelled against me. Yeah, we're going to do that. This fits with how we've been playing this character. We're very temperate and moderate in our cruelty. Alright, so I did want to take a look and see how our knights did here. Yeah, he's such a good knight. It's a bummer we gotta deal with him. Alright, so we've won the war. We're not going to wait for the siege to be done. It's going to take 3 months before it's completed. So let's go and enforce our demands on him. Alright, excellent. So now we can go and disband our troops. And let's go and take a look at our brother in the prison. You know, he's wounded here. It looks like we slashed his face. We'll likely have a scar from that. Oh, he's severely injured. It said we were just going to get the wounded. Or he was just going to get the wounded. Maybe he was already wounded. Yeah, he's severely injured right now. As far as what to do with him, you can't ransom him. Because he's a rival who you just, you just took something from him. Because clearly we're going to take territory from him. He doesn't have any right to these counties over here, I feel. And so yeah, we're going to revoke. Could revoke the duchy from him. And then his son would not inherit it. But yeah, I don't think we're going to do that. I think we're going to allow him to inherit that duchy title. I got nothing against the son. It's just his brother, or it's his father, our brother, who we have a problem with. And so I'm thinking we're just going to take the county here. Yeah, I think that's the best way to go about doing it. Is just take the county over here. We'll let him keep the duchy, but then probably just keep him in prison for the rest of his life. For what he did. We'll keep him in house arrest. So yeah, let's go and revoke his title. He's a criminal, so this is what he deserves. Now, I suppose you could banish him. And then his son inherits the territory. That'd be a way to go about doing it as well. But then you got him roaming around the world, a rival for the throne. Yeah, it would not be in our best interest. I think we'll probably just keep him in house arrest, guys, for the rest of his life. He'll live a good life. And, we won't kill him, we won't torture him or anything like that. But he's not going to be able to get ransomed and freed up. He's just going to stay in prison for the rest of his life. And yeah, there's other options. You could take more titles from him, I suppose. Because he is, he's not just one criminal. He's broken many laws here. So I believe we could do it without it being tyrannical. Yeah, we could revoke more titles. We could revoke the entire duchy from him. But we're going to go ahead and let his son inherit this. And just keep him in prison. Forever. Maybe we'll go and visit him every once in a while. There's not really much you can do here, but you can pretend you're visiting him. Maybe we'll grant him a pardon later in his life. I don't know. We'll see, guys. We'll see what happens. He's only 28. He's a very young man, and we ourselves are only 46. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. But yeah, for now, we're just going to keep them there. We do need to give out these titles here, which there are quite a few options available for who we might want to grant these titles to, but we already kind of found somebody that I think would be a good choice for the title. Let me just take a look at this realm here. I don't think we're going to keep it. It's not bad. Yeah, they already have all the buildings constructed. You got this barony as well. So yeah, you got the barony here. But yeah, I think we're going to grant this to that knight. He served us well, although if we give him... Okay, I see. Yeah, I guess that's a problem. If you give him the title, he can't be the acclaimed knight anymore. And I would like to keep him as our acclaimed knight. So what you could do is give him the barony. Yeah, you can give him the barony, but then you got to keep the county. Because you give him to another count, and then he won't be able to be your acclaimed knight anymore. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I didn't really think about that. Is there anybody else we can give it to? That would be like a good option here. That isn't an acclaimed knight and doesn't already have titles. You got this guy here. He clearly needs a spouse, at the very least. So does he. Yeah, we can arrange some marriages real quick. Find some spouses. And we would just want to do this based on inheritable traits, and he's a lowborn, so it doesn't matter if they themselves are lowborn. And just some of all skills, or even base it off of like prowess or whatever. That's who we marry our... Oh, you know what? He could marry her. We never did arrange a marriage for her, and she's been in our court for a while. She's even served us, I think, in a role at one point. I think she was teaching some of our children. I know she's a bit older, so maybe we'll marry her to the other character who's an older man, 44. I know he's not that much older, but yeah, we'll find him a different spouse here. Maybe her. Yeah, she's an Amazonian. She's also a lowborn, which she is not lowborn. She might be insulted by this. You can also go with the robust and quick traits. Yeah, that's two good traits there. She's a bit older though. But yeah, why not? Looks like she already had a spouse once before. Alright, so let's send that proposal off. And then with the other character here, let's get his marriage arranged, or we want to find a spouse. Base this off prowess and do the marriage here. We'll send that off, and that was automatic since she was in our court already. Just find other characters that might need a spouse, like him here. Since it doesn't take that long if we just do this quickly. Yeah, that's what we want to do, find spouse. Spaces on prowess, and he's not lowborn, so you might want to have it be somebody who themselves are not lowborn either. We might also not care that this is a lowborn woman, because she's amazing. She's powerful, healthy, strong. The perfect female physique. So yeah, we'll do that. Alright, so that's good. That's our new knight. We're not doing nothing for him. He hasn't served us very long. He doesn't deserve it. So yeah, we can just give it to somebody who's not an acclaimed knight. And what I'm thinking, since I believe he's in a matrilineal marriage, so these are all of our dynasty. So what we might want to do is maybe give him the barony that we were going to build here eventually. Instead, and then he could stay an acclaimed knight. And so that way I can give this title to somebody. Now, we don't have to give that title out. I suppose we could do a different title. Like this one here. What is the development? It's 12. Yeah, I don't know that it'd be better to grant that one out. Now, this one here has not been as developed. You know, 1.22 in taxes there. So this one might be worth more, hard to say. They do have a lot of buildings constructed. Yeah, there's a lot of tax revenue here. I suppose this one's probably better just based on money. Now, given we would have to get the control up, but we almost have the control up here anyways. Yeah, I guess that's what we'll do. We're going to grant out this one instead. And want to give that out to one of our knights. So let me just double check that there's nobody from our dynasty that would be a good option. because we haven't looked at this in a while. So we do have several members of our dynasty that we could grant it to, but they're all children. Yeah, everybody already has a title currently. And then Bosun here, he's going to already inherit counties. So yeah, really no good option. So in that case, it makes the most sense to grant it to knights. And I'm thinking probably this guy here. Yeah, we'll let the marriages go through that we just arranged. And then we'll... And yeah, he did accept the marriage proposal. Right, excellent. So yeah, let's go ahead and grant this out. I guess the best way to do it is to find that character and then grant him this title. Let me just take a look at these two though. Just look at their traits. So he's calm, zealous, and compassionate. He's callous, zealous, and trusting. He's also lowborn. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to give it to a lowborn guy before you give it to a noble. Even if he is an obscure noble. I think it probably makes more sense to grant it to him. You can also do this character here. He's paranoid, fickle, and shy. Very good intrigue as well. Yeah, we'll grant it to this guy. And he'll be a new count. We've had this title here for a while. Let me make sure that is in fact the cheapest one. The one that we're making the lease from. There is this one as well, but we can build this one up, and also it's the duchy title, and we get more levies from there. So yeah, let's go and grant that to him. There you go, beautiful. Alright, so we granted that title to him. Now there's still the barony over here that needs to be given out. So we can give it to that one knight, or we can wait to give him the Toulouse one. Either would be viable options. We do need to restation these guys now, because they were up there and they got some good cab bonuses there. I don't know if there's anywhere that's going to give us comparable. Here you're not going to get anything, I see. So I guess we'll do it right here. Make sure everybody is in fact stationed somewhere. Yeah, they all are. All right, excellent. So now we just need to give out that barony, which, again, the nice thing about the baronies is you can give it to the acclaimed knights. Now, it's going to take a long time before we're probably able to get this, unless we're to start working on it now. But we don't actually have the money, and you have to wait till this is done. So this is 3 years. Then you got to wait like 5 years to get that constructed. But it makes sense to give it to somebody who's of your dynasty, I think. And I don't want to grant it to this guy. Baron Dat. He's already a baron anyways. And yeah, he stole that money from us. So screw him. And this character here, Sancho, he has served us for a while. He's also older. He served us for a long time. You know what? It probably makes more sense to give it to Sancho. He has served as not only a knight and an acclaimed knight, but also as a military commander. So maybe we'll give this one to him. He's really actually more deserving of this title, I feel. So we're just going to give him this barony here. That way he'll get to stay as our acclaimed knight. Alright, excellent. So that first rebellion has been dealt with. The one with our brother, the most powerful of those vassals. And looks like we continue to find these secrets here. Okay, so this one's of our antiquarian and our court physician. Alright, so we got a secret on her if we ever need to make use of it. If we can get a strong hook, then it's worth it. Because it's good to have your doctor where they can't operate against you. Even if that does result in them losing an opinion with you. The strong hook is worth it. So we're going to go ahead and blackmail her. See if there's anybody else here. Nope, just some mares. So yeah, we'll get that strong hook on her. And unfortunately, we are going to have to end the episode here. So we done with that one rebellion, finished that grand tour. So we do still have plenty of criminals left to deal with. But the Lusignan guy is probably the rudest. But there's also this guy as well. So I feel like you got to deal with both of those. And then we'll be done here with the rebellions. Now, we can also attack France since there's a new king there. And he is dealing with a rebellion, just a really small one though, currently. But yeah, he is currently dealing with one rebellion. I assume he'll face more though, so we just don't need to do that. But I feel like you gotta punish these criminals, man. They gotta be punished. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. Do hope to see you on the next one. And thanks for watching.